Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to celebrate our newly promoted Legends of the Fall in Darkest Dungeon. And yes, I know this episode's probably coming out in early spring, and I'm not talking about a weird love triangle between Julia Ormond, Karina Lombard, and Brad Pitt. I'm talking about our Legends of the Fall of the Necromancer. Largely because, again, it's spring, and two, because even having seen the Brad Pitt movie version Legends of the Fall, I still really don't have any concrete idea what that film is actually about. It's got like a family that lives with a Native American dude in the mountains of Montana, but then also there's a bunch of war scenes and bootleggers appear at some point. The film is all over the map. It's like 7 movies rolled into one, with the common thread between all of them being characters who periodically engage in guilt-riddled intercourse with the hunky and adorable Brad Pitt. Not that I can blame him for the intercourse part, it's the guilt part that stymies me. Should be strutting after you, bad Brad Pitt, man. My legend, though, my fall, much simpler. Just a crew of 4 heroes who went down into the dungeon and chopped off the head of a wizard. That's it. Plus, way better ending for mine, too, because at no point did any of my seekers die in a knife fight with the grizzly bear. Nope, didn't happen. It was a good death, the guy said before they smash cut the crate. You know what? The weird Native American Montana guy who lives with the family for no discernible reason? You know what? I don't think it was a good death. How did you die? Oh, in a knife fight with the grizzly bear. That's a good death maybe if you're a Klingon, but I can think of way more enjoyable ways for Perfidious Pete to pass from this mortal coil. For instance, let's say balls deep in the middle of a Julia Ormond and Karina Lombard sandwich. Seems like a much better death to the old Pete. Anyway, we gotta find a mission. Let's see what's on the menu. We could go try and kill the siren. No, don't want to do that. What I really want to do is any mission. Hicks, why are you not available? What are you doing? You're drinking? Getting a disease removed, maybe. Hold on, he's busy. He's getting a disease removed, right? Okay. Corporal Hicks. We could pull him out of trinket. Yeah, what disease do you have? You got the runs, which is terrible. But my goal is actually to get Hicks up a bump so that we can have a team go into the dungeon. I need legends. I need legends. Not necessarily of the fall, but I gotta have guys who have been into the darkest dungeon so they can come back and help our other crew of heroes level up. That being said, maybe we could put together a team that could work with Dwayne Hicks as a member of it and then also cure his disease. What if we did like Dwayne Hicks, Lori Grimes, let's say Sophia and Maud? That's going to put Wash a little bit behind the curve, but we've got opportunities for Wash to play catch up. We also really need to get stress relief, though. The magic team in the dungeon, stress is a big part of that first dungeon. First darkest dungeon, we really are going to need some stress relief. Is Henry Blake the right tool for the job? I think we had, the last time we did it, it was, we didn't have a Henry Blake the last time we did this. We had the classic team. We had Sophia, it'd be a Sophia, Wash, Maud, and Bradshaw is who we'd have going this time. So maybe what we should do is try to get old Nick Bradshaw and maybe Jack Dawson and his crew up to level 3 here, and we can get some of these also-rans in. Maybe, I'd say Sybil Branson, but we really don't need money. So let's look for a quality EXP mission that we can do that's on the short side. Here's a long apprentice. A man-at-arms. Rampart Shield is not good. 9 Deeds, however, is quite good, and this is exploring 90% of rooms on a long mission, though. That's going to take a bit. The medium mission to kill the siren is probably overall easier. We don't really have a team that's suited for medium missions. Do we want to try the long apprentice mission? Maybe we could steamroll it if we took a slightly different team. The team has to include Nick Bradshaw because he's our whole goal. So Bradshaw, we're going to put you in, and you're going into first position. And then I think we got to back you up with the erstwhile Jack Dawson. Where we go from here, though, here's where we've got some options. We could bring in Rita Morgan, and I think we do, because we definitely are going to want a power healer. So let's get Rita in, and that leaves us with a 3rd slot open. Trinity, what could you do out of the potential 3rd slot? You can hit with if it bleeds, you can adrenaline rush, or you could break through. But you're going to be in slot 2, which would mean you could do everything but Iron Swan for us. Barbaric Yawp is garbage. Breakthrough is not great, and Bleed Out only works from position 1. So we might as well leave you with Iron Swan. Okay, Jack, what can you do from position 2? That works, that works, that works. All of that works out of position 2. So maybe we do this. Yeah, Perfidious Pete getting tricksy on it. Tricksy like a vile hobbit. Ah, tricksy hobbits. We hate them forever. Yeah. Obligatory, insert obligatory Lord of the Rings reference. This is what nerds fall back on when they can't think of anything more clever to say. It's always just like, we'll drop a Lord of the Rings reference. Rita Morgan, we want to make sure everybody's skills are fully upgraded. Rita looks good. Dawson, how about you? You know, I probably don't actually need to leave the guild to do this. I could just actually upgrade my skills without bumping in and out like this. And Bradshaw, you're probably due for an upgrade as well then. Yep. Harvest? No. Everything else is going to get upgraded. For one thing, better stress relief. We get minus 12 stress out of his inspiring tune now. That's really good. Trinity, your skills were already... Yeah, we checked those out. Okay, they're good. Let's do weapons and armor then. We've got a boatload of cash. We can afford to get a little squanderous here with our... We don't have to go full Scrooge McDuck on this one. It's not like I can go swimming around in my big giant pile of gold. Which, by the way, Scrooge McDuck, how the hell did you dive into a pile of gold coins without breaking your stupid neck? Every time Scrooge dove into that pile of money, I expected him to snap his neck like a twig and wind up hanging in the window of a Chinese restaurant somewhere in New York City. Every single time. And the fact that he never did, I got to admit, even as a kid, it always made me a little salty. So we're going to be exploring 90% of these rooms. Let's get rid of all our trinkets, or rather unequip them all, and sort them by rarity for me. So we are going to be, where again? We're in the Weald, which means we're going to be fighting mostly Eldritch and Beast. No, we're going to be fighting Eldritch and humanoids, I believe. All right, let's see what we can do here. So, Bradshaw, I don't really care what we give you. It barely matters. We could try and make one of your attacks hit really, really hard, but I don't really feel like that's our best bet. Let's do this bad boy. Because, one, it does two things for us. It gives us bonus damage, but also gives us bleed resist, which Jack Dawson historically has had a considerable problem with. And then I think we can back that up with a leper's armband. That only works if you're in position 1, though, and you're not going to be. We could tank your dodge, which is currently at a 10 for an extra 10% damage. Alternatively, we could just give you a little bonus accuracy, which I think maybe I like better. Yeah, let's just do that. Little bonus accuracy. We're getting plenty of damage from the Ethereal Crucifix against Eldritch targets, which we're going to be fighting some. Beast Slayer's Ring. We're not going to run into a whole lot of beasts. What can we give you? The Hellions Hairpin we should definitely do because it keeps your stress low and gives you bonus accuracy. Two things which I appreciate. And then I think maybe we just, since we've got a big stress reduction on you, let's give you something that gives you a big stress penalty, like, you know, Dismas's head, because it's a bunch of bonus damage. Does lower our match HP a little bit, which is slightly undesirable, but in the long term I think is going to be fine. Nothing fancy here, just a Sacred Scroll and probably, I don't want a Haste Chalice. What's the other? Oh, we've been rolling with Junia's head, right? Sacred Scroll, Junia's head, and then it's just Bradshaw here, who we got to figure out what the hell we want to do with him. So we could give him bonus healing, bonus stress. I'll give him a bonus to his own stress healed, which seems not very useful. Giving him bonus speed and bonus damage, though, I like. That's going to let us get our finale off as the first attack. And then maybe we just do like a dodge crystal or something that lowers our overall stress. Do we have like a worry stone? We could do Jester's dice. Bonus accuracy, bonus dodge, not terrible. Not good, but not terrible. Really, just a worry stone, though, would be great. Are we really going to do... fine, just do the Jester's dice, then. We could, if we just really want dodge and speed, though, we could just do the Feather Crystal. You know what? Yeah, let's just do the Feather Crystal. It's better. And that's it. We're good. Let's go provision, then. So, long mission. How much food do we want to take? Yeah, you know... I'm going to, out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to take 3 full stacks of food. 4 shovels, I think, will be sufficient. Let's grab 1 or 2 anti-venom, 2 bandages. We have 2 medicinal herbs, which is fine. We always take 1 key. Are we going to want a thing of holy water? I think in this case, let's not bring holy water. I am going to bring... Let's take an abundance of torches. We want to keep our light level above 75. This seems like a fairly respectable outlay of goods and services. Let's get down in a Weald then. I can't believe I'm doing a long mission in a Weald. What's the rule, Pete? You're forgetting your own cardinal rule, which is hashtag fuck the Weald. You never go in the Weald, Pete, never. You know, the Weald actually doesn't get really problematic until you're looking at high-level Weald. When you start doing veteran Weald, it gets a little troublesome. When you're doing champion Weald, forget about it. It's ridiculous. But the apprentice-level Weald, you know, it's not that bad. Now, we have the ability to skip a total of 2 rooms. Considering we have a hallway fight and a room battle for these 2 rooms, I say we skip these. Are we going to have to do some backtracking? Yeah, we're actually going to have to do quite a bit of backtracking, which is definitely suboptimal. But we're going in, skipping at least 2 fights. It may be the best we can do. Let's check out this box. Stashed heirlooms, fantastic. Deeds are why we came, baby. Give me more deeds. I'll take them all day long. All day long, son. Empty room. Scouting is going to be huge for us. It gives us opportunities to try and avoid fights where we can. Can't really hear. I appreciate the 2-tile hallway. 2-tile hallway, though. That's odd. Luggage shouldn't have been abandoned. It has valuables in it. Well, I'm taking all of this. Well, never mind. I mean, the journal from Darius... blood-soaked pages torn from a journal. That's probably didn't belong to Darius Rucker. I'm going to abandon that in favor of the 25 here. Anything else we want to throw on the ground? Now, can we eat the food? No, because nobody's hungry. Could burn another torch, max our light level. We're going to have a fight and then a fight. This fight is not going to amount to much, though, because we should be able to finale our way out of this. Yeah. So you're dead. Immediately killed. That's the way I like to start things off. Another immediate kill for Trinity. Hacking with the bone rabble. That's good work. A little bit of a whack for you. And you know what? Do that. I'd rather just... This guy's done. It's fine. We'll take a hit in return for the stress relief. And we didn't even take a hit because Trinity has gone to the Agent Smith School of Fighting and she knows how to dodge this. Give me the battle ballad. Let's get some more speed, a little more critical, and Jack Dawson, if you would be so kind. Thank you, son. 375 gold. See, throwing that jade on the floor is already paying dividends. We would have had to just throw it on the floor right there had we not done so earlier. I beat it to the punch. I'm not a counter puncher. Perfidious Pete's a proactive puncher. Punch ahead of the game. Actually, that's not true. Exclusively, I punch down pretty much comedically 100% of the time. Punching down is what I do best. A little bit of walking around stress. That got us a whopping 2. Not the end of the world. Shh. Thank you for speaking up, by the way, Nick Bradshaw. I appreciate the reminder that you are not in the correct position. I'm going to go ahead and burn this torch because I want this portrait and also put my party back in order. Great balls of fire! Bradshaw was woefully out of position. I appreciate him reminding us that he lost that frontal feeling that he needs in order to capitalize on his signature ability. Don't talk about a frontal feeling when Kelly McGillis is around, by the way. It's got a whole different sort of thing. This is sticky sap, which means anti-venom? Yes. What did we find? Okay, we got some additional medicinal herbs. We got 500 gold, which is nice. I really need this crest. A lot. We really, really want that. In fact, I want it so much that I'm going to get rid of the holy water. Or rather, I meant to drink it. But we need crests more than I think currently we need any other trinket. And we are in a situation where it would be beneficial for us to camp in the relative near future. We're at 70 torchlight. If we've got a room battle here, we didn't. Not even a room battle? Really? Okay. Well, we're not going any further without a room battle, though. We would have to go up, around, and potentially over. We have to go to these rooms. We can get a little bit of stress relief. There's a case to be made for just camping right here. Case to be made, but I'm going to not do that. Who's got the best trap disarm? Probably Bradshaw? Yeah. Okay, Nicholas. Thank you, sir. And grave digging. We only have 4 shovels, and it's a little early. We could go around that barricade, but I would rather go through it and avoid the hallway fight. You know what? Just dig. Not the healthiest of professions. So Bradshaw, what did you come out with? You got scurvy. Didn't we just get rid of scurvy? Penalty to bleed resist and a penalty to move resist is ultimately not the end of the world. And I'm going to take this fight in a much lower light level than I ordinarily would. It's just some ectoplasms. We'll probably be okay. So you're dead then. There's the finale, and if we can get ahead of these guys, 1 damage short of the promised land. That's okay, though. All we need is a little teeny tiny poke here from Rita Morgan. Perfect. Solid work, Morgan. That's everyone. Fantastic effort all around. Top-notch dungeoning right there. That's some good shit. That's some good shit right there. So we're going to use our other anti-venom here and continue pawing around inside the guts of this old tree. We have found a bunch of gold, a citrine, and 2 busts. Do I need the gold more than I need the busts? The answer is no. I'm going to throw that 300 gold in the ground, take the 200 busts, leave the citrine, and when we get to this room over here, we're going to camp. I'm not going to burn torchlight. We're going to, risk encountering inky blackness, even though it's not at all a risk, because we know definitively that we're perfectly safe. We have scouted this. We'd have to be in full dark to have a little bit of a stroke there. Don't mind me. We'd have to be in full dark to potentially have an encounter with the Shambler. We really don't need stress relief. We have 2. Should we conserve the food? We definitely want to eat 4 food just to get rid of it. So, you know what? Sure. Let's just repast. We don't need the stress relief. It's fine. We could pray. Do we have anything that prevents nighttime ambush? We should probably sharpen spear. Turn back time. Tiger's Eye is really good. And in fact, let's give Jack Dawson the Eye of the Tiger. Let's also give Jack Dawson a little bit of a blessing. Then I think you're going to sharpen your spear. That leaves us with 3 time. We may be looking at a nighttime ambush here. You take 20% HP damage and get a bunch of stress relief. I'd prefer to not. We could get rid of... We could get rid of a stress, but we only have 6. I'd really rather just give people stress resistance debuffs. Here, you're going to be taking a lot of extra stress. What's the deal with the pineapple? Am I right? What's the deal with the pineapple? Am I right? No, you're not right. There's nothing right about Jerry Seinfeld or anything that the man has ever done. Wake up, they're upon us. Okay, nighttime ambush, and, this is not the most... well, okay, the shuffle really kind of sucks, but other than that, I think we're going to be okay. How do we want to handle this? We could finale our way to the front and then try to go for the kill. I think the better move here is just hit the battle ballad. Gonna take a little blanket fire. All I'm really concerned about here is criticals. Criticals are my chief worry. 15 health. With some luck, we could kill you. Or we could hit you for 6 and an entirely pointless bleed. Now we're going to take a slice and dice. Nice dodge! Or rather, a sweet miss on that guy's part. We could whack him with the mace, but the better move just really feels like go ahead and slide him backwards here. We want to have at least one member of our party who is in a position to heal. Uppercut slice for Dawson. Probably should go ahead and just battle ballad and continue doing that until the battle is over. Comes our blanket fire. That's all right. We can get Dawson to the front and then still have an opportunity for some stress relief. Trinity with the kill. We're going to move you forward, and then we'll probably do a little AoE heal here. Or alternatively, we may throw a big heal at Dawson. Now, you know what? He's not that hurt. Little critical, going to get us some of that stress back. 4 of it. It's going to get 4 of that stress back. Let's keep the speed and the critical working. More speed, more crit, and 1 damage short of the promised land. I'm going to go forego the healing here. We're going to take another blanket fire, and there's probably nothing we can do about it. Unless Jack Dawson killed that man. No, I was going to say, unless he killed him to a point where he is no longer eligible to blanket fire, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So let's do some stress relief. Who's got some? You got, what, 15? All right, let's get rid of that. We don't need any more battle buffs. I think we got that shit pretty well covered. Why don't you go ahead and withstand? Might as well get rid of the rest of our stress. We are going to try and heal Jack Dawson. You should adrenaline rush. Take a 2-point heal. Pete, you're tempting fate. Nobody killed the guy. I'm trusting that we're gonna be okay. Wanted to get some healing and stress relief. Now we'll kill him. Now it's fine. Now comes the time for the murder. Who's got the most stress? You do. Get rid of him. I maybe got a little greedy in the healing department. Just murder him then. There we go. Trinity chopped his head off. 650 gold. But more importantly, 4 crests. And more importantly than the crests even is the fact that we have restored our torchlight. While we're over here, gotta go check out this room. Don't touch the... Okay. Well, you know what? You deserve what you get, Jack Dawson. Now you're bulimic. Congratulations. Do you really think Rose is ever gonna fall in love with you now that you're gonna be rail thin? How are you ever gonna overpower Billy Zane when he's trying to chain you to a pipe in a sinking ship? It's not gonna happen now because your muscles are gonna be all atrophied from malnutrition. You gotta think ahead, man. You gotta think about Rose. It can't be all about you, Jack Dawson. You gotta think about someone beside yourself. A little bit of a battle ballad here. Why a battle ballad, Pete? Because, you know, I kind of fucked up and forgot to put the party back where they needed to be. Sweet kill for Trinity, though, with the one shot. The grave nibble. Nice dodge from Rita Morgan. Rita Morgan has proven herself to be surprisingly unhittable. And Jack Dawson with the whack. We have to go to this room. The question is it worth this hallway fight to avoid all of this backtracking? Is it worth it? I think the answer to that might be yes. It might actually be worth it, because Torchlight is one thing we're going to be coming up short on. Darius Rucker, the Journal of Darius, Highwayman. Moira has been afflicted with sickness. It must have been some rotting air from a coffin she insisted on piercing with her spade. See, afflicted with the sickness after piercing with her spade. I think maybe Darius was a little jealous that Moira was having some sexual congress with some other member of the party. Jealousy, Darius? It does not become you, sir. It does not become you. As terrible as this place is, I know I'll not fall for any trap nor crazed idiot. See, I won't fall for a crazed idiot, not like that slut Moira who fell for the first crazed idiot who made a pass at her. I'd wager my lucky coin on it. Is that what you call your virginity? You call it your lucky coin? That's kind of quaint. We're going to throw that on the ground. Also going to use one of these here shovels. How we doing on light? You know what? Let's go ahead and max that out. We do have another camp. If we need more light, we can always toss the old campfire down. Get a little bit of a... Once again... This is my problem with the Jester. I forget it every single time. I basically get the finale once a dungeon because I can only be trusted to remember it once a dungeon. That's not going to matter. Whether he dies to Trinity or whether he dies to Nick Bradshaw, the important thing is that he dies, and he did. And now, please put my... Oh, thank you. I want my party back in their proper order. I'm taking the hallway fight because so far our fights have been almost sort of a joke. Our team is kicking the holy living shit out of this dungeon. Which I'm sure is just me opening my mouth and inviting disaster. And now we have finally found our first crew of fungus men. And we also found the first crew that our one-shot attack could not immediately slaughter. That's okay, though. Got him with the bleed. That'll do, pig. Let's do a bit of a big heal here, because your health is a little lower than I'd like. Trinity is also a little banged up. As long as we're not marked by the artillery, those fungal swipes there from the gropers, or the fungal grope or groping swipe, whatever it's called. All I know is it's a Japanese guy on the subway. Or lady. I don't want to stereotype. Subway fondlers can be ladies, too, you know. Either way, the subway fondler attack is what we're worried about. I don't want to get fondled on the subway. A bit of a bleed there. Followed by a kill from Dawson and a nice setup. We're going to go for a big heal here. Rita Morgan pumping out 10 health. Rope and swipe coming back our way. Dawson shrugs it off. Not really much to worry about here. How are we doing on stress? 7, we have 8. Hey, might as well get rid of that. Alright, subway fondler Jimmy. Not having any more of your shit. Stop taking upskirts of those innocent commuters.
So too will resistance.
I want to hang on to that key. Bandages could be useful because if we run into spider webs. At this point, we don't really have a disposable... Get rid of the anti-venom. We've already... Why'd you get rid of the anti-venom, Pete? I mean, blight is one thing you're likely to encounter in this dungeon. And yes, you're not wrong. Blight is actually one thing we are likely to encounter. More likely than bleeds, but we've already encountered one of the trinkets. And really, I bring those not along for heals or any purpose like that. I bring those along for curio interactions. And we've already had one interaction with that particular variety of curio. So I'm banking that we're more likely to find the cobweb-covered stump than we are to find another sticky sap-covered stump. Sump? Sticky sap-covered sump? Want to touch my sticky sap-covered stump, baby? Man, that sounds vaguely dirty. I'm tapping into my one true talent again. Hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna go wrestle with the sticky sump. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go stick you up the old stump there. Can do it with anything. And, of course, yeah. We should have kept the anti-venom. Well, Bradshaw, might as well check it out. Ooh, stashing treasures. All right, we found a portrait and a torch. The torch we're just going to burn. Portrait we're going to pick up. We are at 60 light, and we are in unexplored territory. You know what? Burn another torch here. Let's keep ourselves in maximum radiance. This is a really long hallway. I'm glad I maxed the radiance, so... I'm less glad that I forgot to put our party back in order, because we could have just one-shotted that cultist. 16 health found, maybe not. Rita Morgan with the dodge, though. That's beautiful. And a little bit of chopping there. Looking solid. Not fatal damage, but close. Fungal slashers taking an aggregate of 15. Here comes a couple groping swipes. Again, as long as we're not marked, those groping swipes really are vastly less dangerous. Pete, you purposely forwent healing on a low health unit that's getting attacked by groping swipes? Yeah, I sure did. I think it's more important to negate the stress. We can heal later. Trinity's got the heal thing covered. You have 11 stress, you have 7. You know what? Just battle ballad again. Let's see if we can't maybe end this a little quicker with a Jack Dawson critical. Nope. Good damage, though. And you're dead then. So one less groping swipe coming our way, and an opportunity to put some healing on our Hellion. I'm gonna put a little heal on the Hellion, if you know what I mean. I really wish that wasn't my one talent. Couldn't I have come up with something better? Oh fates, oh gods above. Could not you have given me a talent that was, You know, I was gonna say more befitting a man of my stature, but then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, you know what? I think they got the perfect fit for my stature, actually.
A victory nonetheless.
That was not a trifling victory. We picked up 8 crests and 4 deeds out of that. That's a significant win for us. Trifling victory. Wayne June, why are you always so dismissive of my accomplishments, man? Is it because my one talent is making jokes about masturbation and forgetting to put Nick Bradshaw back in the front of the party? Is that what it is? The fact that I have surprised spiders has me filled with terror, by the way. Don't underestimate my levels of dread. Almost got a kill here. Jack Dawson, kill 2. Well, I mean, you got 1. It'll do. If you killed this man, now we don't have... Well, I was going to say we don't have to worry about getting marked and bit, but we still do. The web can mark us, and then this guy can critical us. And we could be still theoretically getting attacked 4 times in a row here, because spiders have stupefying speed. Not this time. Battle Ballad is keeping us in it. Let's go ahead and... The Battle Ballad's been keeping us in it. Let's reward it with what it deserves. Murder that spider. And then I think we go for the old Divine Grace. That patched up. And if Dawson, your heart will burst. It may be a little early for the bursting of the heart there, Dawson. Do I want to pick up the 750 gold piece emerald in the hopes that we can stack that with something else? How much more dungeon do we have left? The answer is a lot of dungeon. And we got to backtrack some for our secret rooms, son of a bitch. Well, I was going to say we want to throw these torches on the floor, but that's no longer the case, actually. So, Emerald, you're going to go. And I'm actually going to leave this chest as well. Pete, what the hell are you doing? We're going to have to backtrack. We got to go all the way down here and all the way back. So, I'm going to try and minimize the torch usage here. I would still rather... Okay. I was going to say I want to try and minimize the amount of stress we're taking, but that did not work out well at all. What's my overall goal? I want to try and maximize our torchlight. So I'm going to try and go all the way down and all the way back without using any additional torches. And then just camping at the end. Then we circle back Once we've gotten our campfire out of the way and had a chance to get a little more inventory space freed up, we can start picking up some of those lootables. Because we're looking at theoretically 3 puzzling trapezohedrons, and you need to die. I don't want you summoning more slime. I want an opportunity to kill the other slime. Ho, Jack Dawson with the thump. Nice shot, bro. You've been saving up for that one.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, you know, I'll keep that in mind, Wayne. Thanks. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Okay, slow and insidious. And we may have to camp at the end of this, actually. Back as a map inside. All good. More scouting. We have a hallway battle. And a number of fights between ourselves and the end of the dungeon, then. So is this where we want to camp? I hate to camp this early when we have such low stress. Maybe we do it the other way. And okay, we're gonna try and make this. We're gonna try and drag this out. I don't want to be walking around in pitch black. I will let the light level go down to 2 because we're gonna get better loot out of this and just eat the food. Grab the 200 gold. Darius's journal? Ugh, a trampled journal. You know what? I don't care. If it ain't Darius Rucker, Perfidious Pete can't be arsed to give a single shit. I should have perhaps brought more torches, but we just keep fighting slimes over and over, and we actually surprised them. These guys are never even going to get a swing. We can kill 3 slimes with what we've got rocking here. So you're going to kill, let's say, this slime? Yep. And then Jack Dawson's just going to slaughter the other 2 with an AoE, and there you go. Well then. Okay, my kind of fight. Short, sweet, to the point. What's in this tent?
Success so clearly in
Map of the area is found inside the tent. If only we hadn't already scouted the holy screaming shit out of it. So let's see if we can get back to this room. Now, we've already defeated the room battle in here, so we can just straight up camp. You know what? In fact, let's see if we can make it all the way to the secret room without using an additional torch. Are you going to really wander around in the dark a little bit, Pete? What about a potential shambler encounter? You know, what about a shambler encounter? If we put our party in the right order for a change, this team is actually relatively well equipped to deal with the shambler. We've got speed, we've got stress relief, we've got good aggregate damage from multiple targets in the front ranks. Jack Dawson can handle the clapper claws. I don't hate our chances. We're going to get a little free stress relief here. That was, in fact, the wrong person to have done that with. We got very lucky we didn't set that trap off. Now we're going to go back to the old secret room. We could push our luck and try to go to the secret room and back again. We could go for the Bilbo Baggins Hobbit's Holiday. But we do need to camp because we're going to need the inventory space. We only have 1. Then again, we could get rid of this other key and possibly Dutch those bandages as well. Let's see what's in the chest first. Secret compartment contains great treasure. It's exactly what we expected, 3 puzzling trapezohedrons. So we need our torches. You know what? Medicinal herbs, you're gone. I'm taking this. And once again, we are walking out of a dungeon with an absolutely magnificent horde of sweet, sweet cashish. You know, the kind that when you burn it, it's got that real earthy aroma, and you'll be like, oh yeah, this is some dank cashish right here. That's what I'm talking about. Unlock strongbox was trapped. Tried to blight us, but we resisted. So then I think we go here and drop a camp in this room. It's easier if you squint. Or do we? Maybe we just burn torches. And try and camp at the... Do we save the camp for the end of the dungeon? It's inventory management more than light management or stress management. Because from a light and stress perspective, our party's actually in real good shape. Are we in the full dark? We are black as pitch. We'll take the stashed heirlooms, which I do want. The onyx I don't give a shit about, but the rest of this I need. Now what, bandages? See in health. Onyx, you can stay on the floor. We're getting a fat stack of deeds out of this, man. We've got 8, plus I believe we get 9 on completion. That's delightful. So Nick Bradshaw's gonna murder a dog. Way to go, Michael Vick. Real proud of you. 8 damage for our friend back there, plus the bleed. And then 2 more dogs are dead. Well, 1 dog is dead, and the other dog is grievously injured. Can Rita Morgan finish you off? All but, well, the bleed will take care of what Rita didn't get. Comes the rabid rush. Rita Morgan takes 2. I don't really care if she gets rabies. I care even less about the bleed. Now this fight is over. Who's got stress? The man himself. Great balls of fire! I'm alone. She's alone. Why not get my song on the jukebox and go over there with my buddy and annoy her? That's the thought that was going through Tom Cruise's head shortly before that scene began. Okay. To take a little stress relief, Nick Bradshaw does have more than I think anyone else. Max level. Still on the light. We're good to continue. Couple more rooms and we are going to be out of this. Long dungeon, and it has seemed, you know, seems like the team is firing on full cylinder here. By the way, go back to the default party order, guys. Keep firing on all cylinders. It's too late to screw it up now. Things are going pretty well. Don't piss it all away at the last moment. Stashed heirlooms. 2 more deeds. Hell yeah. We're walking out of here with the keys to the kingdom, baby. We've been living in Trump Tower. I've got all the deeds. I've got the best deeds. We did not surprise, but we're still going to get a freebie. 28 damage from Nick Bradshaw's finale. Man, I love that move. I hated finale until somebody suggested to me, hey, Pete, why don't you just start with the jester in the front? And it's basically one really hard shot at the start of every fight. Look at Trinity dodging like a fucking agent in the Matrix, though. Nobody can touch her. She cannot be hit. And there you go. Splattered the... Wow. All right. Who wants stress relief? Rita, you want food? Okay. I don't really give a shit about the key. Take the jade. Oh, yeah, it's fine. A pristine fountain. Who's got some stress? You have 15. Bradshaw, here, you touch it. There we go. We're reinvigorated. What could we possibly be scouting at this point? The dungeon has been fully explored. That's it. It is... Okay. Do we want to touch it or not? Ah, fuck it. Why not? Covered in poisonous sap. I tried to blight us, but we didn't care. Little poisonous sap is it going to be? It's no big deal. Also, party order, please. Thank you. And let's go ahead and burn our second to last torch because we want to fight this fight in high light. I think it's nothing. I still am trepidatious every time I surprise the enemy, but based on the fact that we've got Nick Bradshaw leading the front of the pile there, it really makes the surprise a vastly less dangerous proposition. This team does some ruinous damage in short order. We want to burn our last torch now. We don't have scouting on this last room. Do we want to have a torch, or would we rather have 500 gold? Burn the torch. Take the gold. If we have to fight our final fight in a little less than optimal light, I think we'll be okay. Also, the hallway here is very short. We just got a 2-tile hall. Never mind, quest is complete. Well, I'm going to continue adventuring anyway, because I like to, press my luck. I'm a glutton for punishment. I got food. Do your worst, dungeon. Stashed heirlooms. See? Picked up an extra portrait. Totally worth the additional trip. And not even a fight in here, so let's go ahead and use this firewood. We'll feast up on the last of our food. That leaves us with 4 total stress. I really just wish we could prevent nighttime ambush. That's all I'm really looking for here. Here, quarantine. And that gets rid of all of our stress. You take 9 damage as a result. And can we just... No, we can't leave. Well, alright then. Reject the gods. You should probably sharpen your spear then. I guess we'll do this to you, and... Pep talk yourself. Oh, come on, Bradshaw. You can't give yourself a little pep talk? Alright, fine. Give Jack Dawson a pep talk and try to reassure him, despite his bulimia, that Rose can look beyond his minor character flaw and still see the shining, lovely man who lives deep inside of his heart. Even if he does get chained to a pipe because he's too weak to fight off Billy Zane, she'll still love him. So we picked up a Rampart shield, which honestly is kind of shitty. Yeah, it's not terrible, I suppose, if you're doing one of those crowd control man-at-arms who lurk in the back of the, the back of the team. But there's a better shield for the back of the team man-at-arms. Look at these heirlooms, though. We did really well in the heirloom department. Also the gold department, in that we hauled 19 grand out of that dungeon. So we picked up 10 deeds plus 9 deeds and 70. We got a, yeah, this was a very profitable little trip for us. And more importantly, Nick Bradshaw got the resolve we needed. Jack Dawson getting a little bit of bump. The hysterical blindness is very bad, however. Precise Striker is a huge upgrade over Cove Scrounger. That's beautiful. And Tuckered Out is not really that big of a problem. Losing damage on Rita Morgan if she's below half health. Not the end of the world. Trinity coming out still smelling like a rose. I don't think she even got hit, but maybe once or twice. Sure, once is all it took in a movie because, you know, when she did get hit, she got speared. Well, one, she got shot in the heart, and then she got speared through the chest by like 8,000 chunks of rebar. She got jossed is what she got. Joss Whedon. So beautiful. I saw the sun. And then got immediately impaled by all of the busted concrete in this savage crapsack world. It's a bitter note to end on, but I'm going to do it anyway. Crapsack worlds. Well, crapsack world gonna crap. That's the way it works. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. If you'd like to see more of our continuing adventures in this particular crapsack world, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.